What's up, everybody? Jamison Redding here with the Road Trip Angler, and I'm on beautiful Kent Island in Maryland, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to share with you a tip on how to dress for kayak fishing. Real quick before I jump into this tip, I want to give a shout out to our partner, the American Canoe Association. I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can go online and check out their paddling course. When it comes to dressing for kayak fishing, it really changes based on the weather. There's a few things that don't change. For example, the fabric that you wear. I never recommend wearing anything that is cotton or that is going to retain moisture because it's going to be heavy, it's not going to dry very fast, and it's just not going to be comfortable. As I jump into this tip, and before I get into all those pieces of clothing that you should have when you're on the water, I want to talk about the most important piece of gear and the most important thing you should be wearing when you're out kayak fishing, and that is a life jacket, and one that is properly fitted. There are a lot of different options on the market. You can really find and dial in one that is very comfortable for you and that allows you to have the range of motion you need if you're out paddling or making those casts when you're on the water. So find a life jacket that fits, that's comfortable, and make sure that you're going to wear that every time you hit the water. Now, when it comes to clothing, it really depends on the weather. If it's really warm, you're in Florida, the water temps are nice and hot, the air temps are nice and hot, you want to wear quick drying, lightweight clothing that is going to also be moisture wicking. So if you're sweating, it's going to help that evaporate quicker, keeping you cooler. Also, you can get away with wearing long pants and long sleeves to keep that sun off of you if you have that lightweight material. I recommend polyester. Really stay away from cotton. We joke that cotton kills, but cotton is just not an ideal fabric no matter what you're doing on the water. Polyester, you can get the lightweight materials, you can get it where it wicks the moisture away from you and helps you stay cool, but also when it comes to insulating layers, you can get different weights in those polyester materials to keep you warm as well. So as we talk about getting into those cooler temps, there's kind of a loose rule of thumb. If the air temp and the water temp doesn't add up to be 120 degrees Fahrenheit, then you probably should consider wearing some dry protective gear because hypothermia could be a real risk. Now that is just a rule of thumb, and there's other factors in there, like is it windy or what are the other conditions like rain and wind that you have to deal with. But again, if it's cold, you should be wearing dry gear to keep you safe if you go in the water. And what I mean by that is layer those polyester layers underneath, whether it's that insulating layer and then a lighter layer, and then wear a dry suit even on top of that gear. One that's going to keep you completely dry if you go in the drink, giving you more time to get yourself safe and back on the kayak. When it comes to those insulating pieces, I like the fleece lined or the polyester type undergarments, tighter fitting materials and tighter fitting garments that you can then wear and layer other things on top of. So I like to have that base layer and then go with another layer on top of that, and maybe even some type of puffy insulating jacket. And then I put that dry suit on top of all that. Now, if you have nice warm water temps, but the air temps are a bit cold, you can get away with wearing waders. There is a misconception that waders will fill with water and force you to sink to the bottom. You won't really sink to the bottom. You'll become kind of neutrally buoyant once the water's in there, but there's some things you can do to slow that process down that will actually trap air in the waders and add buoyancy to you. And one of those things is wearing your life jacket. And the other thing is actually having a wader belt or a wading belt so that you're keeping those waders nice and tight to your body around your waist. Now that life jacket will keep it nice and tight around your chest as well. And you can throw on a jacket, paddling jacket or a rain jacket on top of that, a shell to keep the water off of you and keep you more comfortable when you're out on the water. Now let's talk about shoes for just 1 second. There's a couple of thought processes here. You can either wear shoes to keep your feet dry, or you can wear shoes that are capable of getting wet. I like to wear shoes based on the conditions that I'm gonna be in. If I know I'm at the boat ramp and I'm just gonna be stepping onto the boat, I typically wear some type of boot like an XTRATUF, deck boot that's just gonna keep my feet dry. If I'm going to be wading and getting out of the boat and into the water, I like to wear water shoes that have a really good grip on the bottom and they have traction so that as I step on those slippery rocks, I'm not going to slip and fall. When it's cold, I wear neoprene booties over my dry suit, and that's also gonna help keep my feet warm and protect me while I'm out on the water. Hopefully this tip helps you stay safer and be more comfortable out in the water, and it will also help increase that paddling and fishing season for you. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for watching.